The gun was already pressed against her head when the room froze, the kind of silence that screams louder than chaos. Phones slipped from shaking hands, breaths caught halfway, and fear thickened the air like smoke. One wrong movement, one panicked sound, and the threat hanging over that woman's life would become real. In that terrifying moment, when even trained security stood paralyzed, a single dad sitting near the back didn't rush, didn't shout, didn't beg. He simply stayed calm, and that calm would change everything. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet strength of ordinary people, take a moment right now to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel, Kindness Speaks. Your support helps stories like this reach more hearts. No one in the high-rise conference hall had noticed him before the crisis. He looked like just another attendee, seated alone, wearing a slightly worn jacket that didn't quite match the polished suits around him. He was a single father who had come to this corporate seminar only because missing one more networking opportunity meant risking the fragile job that kept food on his daughter's table. His life revolved around early mornings, school lunches carefully packed with love, late-night bills, and a constant, quiet worry about whether he was doing enough. He wasn't powerful, wealthy, or influential. He was simply a man trying to hold his small world together. The seminar itself was meant to celebrate success. At the center of it all was the CEO, famous, confident, admired by many, feared by some. People listened closely to every word he spoke, hoping to learn the secrets of leadership and control. The single dad listened too, but his mind drifted to his daughter, probably finishing her homework at a neighbor's place, trusting that her father would come home safe like he always promised. That promise echoed in his chest when the doors burst open and everything changed. The intruder moved fast, desperation written across his rigid posture. Panic swept the room in waves. Security reacted too slowly. A woman near the front was grabbed, pulled close, and suddenly her life was bargaining power. The threat was clear, brutal, and immediate. People shrank into themselves, some crying quietly, others staring in shock. The CEO, who moments earlier commanded the room with ease, now stood pale and speechless, authority useless against raw violence. Fear does strange things to people. Some freeze, some flee, and some, very rarely, become sharper, calmer, more focused than ever before. The single dad felt his heart pound, but instead of letting panic take over, something deeper rose up inside him. Years of being the only parent, the only protector, the only steady presence in his child's life had trained him for moments like this, moments where fear had to be swallowed so someone else could feel safe. He didn't stand suddenly, he didn't draw attention, he simply spoke with a steady presence that cut through the chaos like a quiet blade. His calm wasn't arrogance or bravery for show. It was the calm of someone who had held a feverish child through the night, who had learned to stay steady while the world felt like it was falling apart. That calm confused the intruder. It slowed him, and in that pause, something shifted. The single dad didn't challenge the threat with force. He offered understanding without excusing the violence. He acknowledged the desperation without feeding it. His words carried no judgment, only a grounded reminder that this moment didn't have to end in tragedy. While others saw only danger, he saw a broken human being pushed to the edge. That perspective didn't come from textbooks or seminars, it came from life, from loss, from nights spent wondering how close he himself had come to breaking. The woman being held felt it first. The pressure eased, just slightly. Her sobs softened. The room, still frozen, leaned into that fragile moment. The CEO watched in disbelief as the balance of power slowly shifted away from wealth, status, and titles, and towards something far more powerful, human connection. This was leadership stripped to its core, not taught on stages but lived in quiet sacrifices. Minutes stretched painfully long. Every second felt like a lifetime. But the calm held. Security found their opening. The threat ended without the sound everyone feared. When it was over, relief collapsed the room into gasps, tears, and shaking limbs. The woman was safe. Lives were spared, and the single dad sat back down, hands trembling now that the danger had passed, his strength finally allowed to crack. The CEO approached him afterward, no longer the untouchable figure on a pedestal, but a man shaken by what he had witnessed. For the first time that day, the CEO truly listened. He saw that influence didn't come from power alone, but from empathy, courage, and lived experience. The single dad didn't ask for recognition. He only asked to leave early. He needed to pick up his daughter. That night, as he tucked her into bed, she asked why he looked so tired. He smiled and told her it had been a long day. He didn't tell her how close he had come to danger. He didn't tell her how fear had circled the room. He just kissed her forehead, grateful beyond words that he could keep his promise once again. In the days that followed, the story spread. Not as a headline about a CEO or a crisis, but as a reminder that heroes don't always wear suits or badges. Sometimes they wear tired jackets and carry lunchboxes. Sometimes they are single parents holding their world together one small act at a time. The CEO changed too. Policies shifted. Conversations about compassion and responsibility entered boardrooms that had once only spoken the language of profit. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that kindness and courage still matter in a harsh world, please take a moment now to like this video, share it, and engage with our community. Your support helps keep these stories alive. Before you go, we have one special request. Comment below with a single word that describes how this story made you feel, or share a moment when kindness changed your life. Your words may inspire someone who needs hope today, because sometimes, the calmest voice in the room is the one that saves us all.